How do we create our rooms of doom? Nobody intends to, do they? Nobody intends to create a hellhole in their cellar or their attic or their spare room. I'm thinking about, for example, Linda, who's going to be appearing in my upcoming video course, who told me that when they moved into their home, there was nothing in the attic, obviously, and they intended to keep it that way. And they actually used to sit up there sometimes with friends having a drink. But now, as they're looking to get their house ready to rent it out so they can go travelling, they're faced with clearing a massive amount of stuff that's built up in the attic. How did that happen? I'm Rachel Papworth from Green and Tidy, the online professional organiser, liberating you from the shackles of clutter and chaos for peace of mind and productivity, because when your home works, your life works. And I've been musing about this as I'm creating my upcoming video course, how to declutter those rooms of doom, attics rather, cellars, sheds, outhouses, garages, spare rooms that we shove full of stuff. So here is my definitive guide, 5 ways to create a room of doom. And if you find anything in this video useful, please do give it a thumbs up. So the first thing to do if you want to create a room of doom, now remember that all clutter is either a deferred decision or an incomplete action. So use that room of doom to store all your deferred decisions. Can't decide whether or not to keep this thing? Shove it in the room of doom. Point 2. Do the same thing with all your incomplete actions. So got a craft project that you've kind of got halfway through and lost interest in, or a DIY project that you should finish but you don't know when you're going to get around to it, or maybe you're never going to get around to it. Don't worry about that. Shove it in the attic. Just put it in the cellar or the shed or the garage. And crucially, when you do this, don't decide when you're going to finish that task or make that decision. Just shove it in there, out of sight, out of mind. Point 3. When you're shoving that stuff into the shed or the garage or the cellar or wherever it is, make sure you do it in any old way. So don't wrap anything that's fragile. Don't put things into a box. Just balance it precariously or shove it into any old kind of hole that you can find. Maybe even shove some perishable stuff in there, just to give yourself a little bit of extra excitement. 4th, as you're putting stuff into the room of doom, don't think about putting like with like. Just find a space that you can fit the thing into and push it into that space. If it fits the space, good enough. Point 5, ideally get to the point where you can't even access the stuff in the room of doom. The best thing is if you can get so the doorway is so piled up with stuff that to get something in it, you just kind of chuck it over the wall of stuff and let it land wherever it lands. And that is how you end up with a room of doom. Now, if you want to know how to get rid of a room of doom, or how to stop yourself building up a room of doom in the first place, that's what my course is going to be all about. So make sure you're on my mailing list so that you know when the course is announced. And if you're not on my mailing list, you can do that by clicking on a link below this video. You get a free video course if you do that. Not this video course, but another really good video course. And please comment below the video to tell me, well, first of all, do you hear yourself in any of that? Do you recognise that that is how you've ended up with a room of doom? But secondly, I really want to know what's in your room of doom, as far as you can remember. I'm sure there's stuff in there that you can't remember what's in there. But to the extent that you can, remember what you've put into your attic or your cellar or your shed or your garage or your spare room that's got completely out of control, into that hellhole that you've dumped everything and now you're too scared to tackle. Let me know what's in it, again, by commenting below. And I will see you in the next YouTube Live. Bye for now.